Hey, my name's Chris, and I want to welcome you to the Strengthen Leadership Podcast. I'm the pastor of Hope Community Church, and we're going to cover a topic today that I hope will strengthen your leadership, and that's the idea of preventative maintenance. I know that's a subject that nobody really likes. It seems like you're doing work for no reason, but I want to lean in today to the idea of fixing things before they need fixed, of working on things before they break. And so I want to talk about this important work of maintaining, doing maintenance on things that we have, things that we lead, things that are important to us. So one of the things you have to get in your head is some of the most important work you will do is not in front of people. Some of the most important work you do will not be in front of the crowd. It'll be the maintenance you do so that when you're in front of the crowd, things work. And I'm reminded I have a little boat that we go out on the bay with, and every time you take it out, let's say you go out and fish for a day or two, when you bring that boat back, you have to do about 4 hours of cleaning. It feels like that. It feels like forever. You have to flush the engine. You have to get the salt off the boat. You have to polish it. You have to make sure it's not a new boat. It's an older boat. And when you're taking it out in water like that, you want to make sure all the maintenance is done so that when you take it out, it's reliable, so that it runs. If you go 10 miles out, you want to be able to get 10 miles back. And all of those things depend on the work you do when no one is in the boat, when the boat's not even in the water. And so this is work that happens without anybody viewing it, without anybody knowing it's going on, but it's what makes the thing when other people are in the boat, it's what guarantees that it will work. And so in our culture, so many times people have the idea, well, I'll fix it when it breaks. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And that's really a bad way to go about life. I'm not going to work on it unless there's something wrong. And so maintenance is not popular. Maintenance doesn't make you feel good. Changing the oil in a car doesn't seem like, oh man, I'm saving the life of the car. But it truly is just that. So maintenance doesn't gather a crowd. It's not sexy. It's none of that stuff. But maintenance is the thing that later on will actually help you avoid a crowd, because if your boat breaks down, there's probably be people standing there looking at you like you're an idiot because you didn't fix it. You didn't do the maintenance before the problem happened. So a couple things about this. The higher priority the issue is in your life, the higher value it is, means the more important the maintenance of it is. So think about this. Most people, a house is the most expensive thing they buy. If you live in that house 20 years and you never do any maintenance, you never clean the gutters, you never wash the siding, you never check on the roof, you never maintain the heat pump, you never get the heat pump, all of those systems will wear out prematurely. All of those systems will wear out prematurely. And then the value of the thing that you've invested the most in reduces greatly. But if you keep the paint up, if you clean the gutters, if you do all these things, then the house price will increase over time. So it's the same way with your car, and actually it's the same way with your marriage. It's the same way with your work. If you just go into a job and you perform the same way, you never think, hey, I need to sharpen myself before I get in trouble. I need to sharpen myself before I start to underperform. The same way in our marriages. If we just wait until there's an issue, how often do you date your wife? I'll just wait till she's mad at me. I don't think that's going to go off very well. So what do? We do the maintenance. And I know that doesn't sound great, but sometimes we have to frame it. I need to work on things before they break. And so often in my line of work, I see people that put no work into their marriage, and then when it's breaking, it's so time consuming, expensive, and emotionally draining, because now they're trying to fix something that never had the oil changed. So imagine this: if you treat your marriage like your car, and you never change the oil and wonder why the engine blew up, here's the rude awakening: you're not going to just be able to change the oil after that. You're going to have to replace the engine. And so many times in our work environments, in our marriages, in our relationships, all these things that are immensely important to us, we don't do the maintenance. And then at the end of the day, it ends up being a catastrophic failure. So I want you to lean into this. If you can't afford to maintain it, don't buy it. If you can't afford to maintain it, don't buy it. So if you think you're going to get into a marriage and not have to put a lot of effort into it to keep it good and healthy, don't get married. Just don't waste somebody else's time. If you're going to go into a job and not do the work that it takes to become a better employee or a better boss or a better business owner, don't do it. If you're going to run down through life and you're going to accumulate all these things or these positions and refuse to maintain them, then it not only hurts you, it hurts the people around you. And so just so if I just refuse to maintenance the boat I have, and then people get on it and I take them 10 miles out in the ocean and the thing breaks down, that didn't just hurt me. And so I want you to really, really lean into this. It takes effort and money to maintain things, to do the maintenance, but it's always more expensive if you don't. And so when you think about this in our spiritual disciplines, you say, well, everything's going well in my life, I don't know what to pray about. You better be praying now, because prayer is more than just about asking for things. Prayer is a relationship with God. And so it conditions our mind. It trains us in how to think. And so we don't just wait until the bad thing happens. We're doing the discipline of maintaining when things are good. Our relationship with our wife and our kids, or our husband or kids, same way. Our work relationships, the same way. I'm not going to wait until the thing breaks. I'm going to lean into it and I'm going to maintain it. And really what we're talking about at the end of the day is longevity. You want to stay married a long, long, long time, then you better do the maintenance. If you want to have a long, successful career, you better do the maintenance. If you want a boat that lasts a long time, it doesn't break down on you out in the ocean, you better do the maintenance. And so lean into that this week. Preventative maintenance does cost something, but it never costs as much as catastrophic failure. So remember that. We'll see you back here next time.